Shalom, Kol Haloyim, Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem, Rachak Kodash, and Shani Kobad, Akadwala Rekwab, Jaquanim Nawa, Wa Shalayakim Nawa. That's the belongers to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone and Shalom. Wa Barakim Labakarim Shaliyah Sharala, and that's peace and blessings to the elect of Israel. I just wanted to make a quick video concerning some thoughts that were on my head these past few days. And this is something that I do every now and then. And I caught myself doing it earlier this week, and I quickly just stopped myself. I got myself out of it. And what you don't want to happen is you don't want to get yourself stressed and caught up in anxiety and getting frustrated over situations that haven't happened. We already deal with so much trials and tribulations in this ministry. You don't want to add unnecessary stress to your life. And so sometimes you're thinking about a particular situation, whether it's something personal, dealing with a relationship that you have with somebody here, or maybe sometimes you're thinking about Jacob's trouble. You're thinking about all the hell and straight up anarchy that's about to take place here in Babylon the Great. And then you can get yourself stressed out. You start contemplating different scenarios. You're thinking about different options and what is the proper course to take, and you just get caught up in anxiety. And you can't let that happen. In those instances, you have to woosah, take a deep breath, and send up a prayer. And trust in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai that he's going to take full control of the situation, because you don't know what's going to truly happen. You don't know what he has planned in store. You don't know how these things are going to take place. Or if it's something personal, you're thinking about what your family or your friends are thinking about you, I'll say. You're worried about what they're thinking about you. You're thinking about the things that they may say or do, how they may react, who they're talking to, and they may be spreading gossip about you. They're going to talk your ear off and want to, give you a mouthful of this, that, and the third. And you're just thinking about these things, and it hasn't even happened. You're just getting yourself caught up in all this stress, and it's all in your head. So I wanted to speak about that, and I have maybe 4 or 5 precepts that I wrote down, and I'll quickly grab those, and Lord's will, this is edifying. This is 2 Esdras 14, verse 14. Let go from thee mortal thoughts. Cast away the burdens of man. That's all that is. These thoughts that are in our head, things that haven't even happened yet, scenarios that have never taken place. We're stressing ourselves out about these things, and they're nothing but the burdens of man. You don't even know if you're going to be here tomorrow. That's why we say Lord's will. So how can you project into a future of a situation that hasn't happened yet? It's one of the burdens of man. Let it go and allow Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai to take care of it. So cast away the burdens of man. Put off now the weak nature, and set aside the thoughts that are most heavy unto thee, and haste thee to flee from these times. And that's what we should be doing. Simply hasting to flee from these times. Remember, the scriptures talk about how this world, it'll, what does it say? It'll destroy you. Even, it says, with the sword destruction. That's because it's all in your mind. It's in your head. If you get too caught up in this world and this life, of course you're going to stress yourself out. Majority of people that you're seeing and you're interacting with are coming in nothing more than the anti-Messiah spirit. They're anti-Christ, just so you understand what I'm saying. Of course we're going to be vexed. Of course we're going to get stressed out. But you don't want to add unnecessary burdens upon yourself, all because you're thinking about certain things in your own head that hasn't even happened. Cast that aside and haste to flee from these times. This is the book of Proverbs 4, verse 23. It says, keep thy heart with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of life. And we know that that word heart is lab, which means your mind. And if anyone is just now seeing this for the first time, all you do, we're in the Blue Letter Bible app. You just click on the verse. You click on interlinear concordance at the very top. You scroll down to the word that you want to look up. And you see heart right here. It's H3820. So you click that number. And it says lab. La and a ba. So it's connected and it's pronounced lab. And all it means is this: your inner man or your mind. So lab means mind. So once again, Proverbs 4:23, keep thy heart or your lab, your mind, with all diligence, meaning guard and watch over your mind. Why? For out of it are the issues of life. Everything starts in your mind. You may wake up in the morning and have one of those negative thoughts going into work, not even knowing how that work day is going to play out. Man, I got to talk to so-and-so again. So-and-so is going to be here. He going to say this to me. He going to say that to me. She going to do this. She going to do that. And you just messed up your whole day. Now all of a sudden, you're just attracting negative energy around you. You're walking around moping. You get to work, you're already stressed, and you haven't even parked yet in front of the building. When really it started with that one thought in the morning. And it could have been corrected with a prayer. I wrote down my precepts, you'll see on the side. Proverbs 12, verse 25 is the next one. And it reads, let me highlight it. It says, heaviness in the heart of man maketh it stoop, but a good word maketh it glad. And that heaviness in your mind is nothing more than stress, anxiety, depression. So heaviness in the heart or the mind of man maketh it stoop. I'm going to look it up this way and see what it says. It maketh it bend down, lower. So when your heart is bending down, what does it mean? Or your mind is bending down, I mean, it's getting weak. It puts you down to a low degree. You got so much on your mind, of course it's bending down. Of course it's becoming weaker. Of course you're getting stressed. So cast all that off. How do you do that? First and foremost, you pray. That's what you do. Secondly, if you have somebody to talk to, if you have a brother to talk to or whoever, give them a call. Vent a little bit. I'm sure that person will listen to you if they truly are as close to you as you believe they are. That's one way. Another way, start reading. Get into the scriptures. Watch some videos. Maybe just go on a walk. Go outside. No need to take any headphones. Go on a walk. Feel the air. Listen to the birds singing. If you're able to, hop in a car, go buy some water. And maybe just enjoy the water. Feel the breeze. Guaranteed you're going to be more calm when you sit by water. 100% of the time. It's not possible to be at that same stress level when you're by water. It's just calming. So do what you have to do, right, to get that heaviness out of your mind. This is the book of 1 Peter 1 verse 13. It says, wherefore, gird up the loins of your mind and be sober. And I know I wanted to get that in the NLT. I'm tripping. It says, so think clearly and exercise self-control. And that's what it is majority of the time too. All you have to do in those situations, take a deep breath and think clearly. Analyze the situation. And when you do that, you should remember that everything is in the hands of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. That should be the first thought that should come to your mind when you begin to think clearly. And now all of a sudden, those burdens of man start getting casted off, and you just start leaning on Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai for everything. So gird up the loins of your mind, be sober. It means to think clearly and exercise self-control. I'll keep reading in the NLT. It says, look forward to the gracious salvation that will come to you when Yahushua is revealed to the world. And the last precept is in the book of Hebrews 12. I'm going to get out of the NLT. And it's simply verse 3. Bringing this up because we have to always consider our Lord and Savior Yahushua. For consider him that endured such contradiction of sinners against himself, lest ye be wearied and faint in your minds. So remember, the scriptures say that the servant is not above the master. So that means, yeah, we're going to go through different trials and tribulations. It's going to affect your mind. Yahushua went through it. We're going to also have to go through certain levels of stress, anxiety. These things are bound to come. But what you don't want to happen is for you to get your own self stressed because you're getting caught up in your own mind about scenarios that haven't even manifested, that haven't taken place. Especially Jacob's trouble. Listen, don't think that far ahead. Yes, of course, consider the end. Think about that time. We know it's coming. Get your spirit right. Build up your faith. But don't be projecting yourself in those scenarios and then all of a sudden you're thinking, oh, what's going to happen to me? What am I going to do if that happens? If this happens, if that happens, where am I going to go? What am I going to eat? You see, now you're spiraling down the wrong path. If you are going to project that far out, then think of hope. Think of positive scenarios, optimistic scenarios. Well, what if I am caught up in the concentration camp and the Lord busts me out somehow with an angel? Think of situations like that. What if I am down and out? I'm by myself in a dark alley, and then all of a sudden, the Lord just gives you some kind of spiritual powers. You do whatever. You get out of there. You're free. You help a brother out. Whatever. You have to start thinking in those kind of, in that kind of an aspect, I'll say, if you are going to think of these what-if scenarios. It's really all in your mind. That's what it's coming down to, right? We don't want to be weary and then faint in our own minds. And what helps out with that is considering Yahushua and all the things that he went through. So I pray that that was edifying. Like I mentioned, I just wanted to get that out because it was happening to me earlier this week. I'm in my car meditating. Oftentimes I don't listen to music, and I was getting in my own head. I immediately stopped it, recognized what I was doing, and told myself through the Spirit that I was going to make a video, Lord's will. So I do pray that this was edifying to the elect. Call Haloyim, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rachak Kodash, to belongers to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to the elect. Shalom.